Hey, 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 what do you say? It's reality TV to row. And today we're going to read about Nikki. Yes, I finished watching the last recent episodes where they had their last group couples therapy. And the couples are starting to get much more vocal between each other. And then the group dinner, and they're really being vocal. Yes, let's see, Felipe. He might have done himself in by stating that he wants to be with other women because it doesn't look like the guys are letting him backtrack from that. That's for sure. The guys are not letting him backtrack from that. And that could be a wedge in Tori's decision. And Adam's all physical. Adam, when you have children and you're going to want to go jet skiing instead of your kids' t-ball game, that's going to cause some problems with the marriage. So Adam is just into himself and so physical. But do you want a family life? And then Caitlin, she still needs some growing up because she's very sensitive to whatever people say. And then Mecca is not ready for marriage. He has too much trauma that he needs to work out from his childhood, and he's just into himself. So, that's my opinion, a little brief there. But this reading's about Nikki. What I was curious about is, Nikki, you're suddenly starting to show romantic feelings and gestures with Shawn, which actually surprised me. I thought she was going to end it at the couples group therapy, but instead she did a 180 and was like, no, I'm starting to get into this. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. The energy around Nikki, romantic with Shawn. Nikki, your energy on your romantic side with Shawn. All right, let's give a little blessing. I am curious about Nikki and her romantic side with Shawn. We'll start with a small Celtic cross. Okay, the first one I read upright is the main issue, the sun. My goodness, surprise. A new birth. The sun is shining for her on her romantic side with Shawn. This is like the baby coming in on a white horse. The sun is shining. And Nikki is stating that this is a rebirth inside her. That actually surprised me. I did not think she was attracted to Shawn. Let's see what the challenge cross is. The lovers. The lovers as a challenge. The lovers as a challenge because this would be Adam looking at Nikki, and Nikki's looking up at the angel in the sky. And look at the plant underneath behind the Adam, but look at the snake behind Nikki. What's crossing her is she got the sun card, the rebirth of potential feelings with Shawn, but she's looking up at the heavens saying, I am worried about there might be a snake in the trees that I haven't seen. Okay, what is above this? That would be maybe how to resolve some of this. Is the Page of Cups. Cups is emotions. How to resolve it, get it in touch with your emotions. This is a Court card. See the fish jumping out of the cup? Looking at you, saying, look at your true emotions. To resolve maybe the snake in the tree, a little fear she has, is to truly be your own communicator with your emotions. Below it is the subconscious, the Chariot. So she was going forward with, have we seen, some romantic time between her and Shawn. They went into the bedroom and closed the door. What she went forward with romance and intimacy, but what she has in front of her is the yin and yang. This is duality. She still has that in front of her, under her subconscious, that can come creeping up. This is what the resolve is. Look at the fish that might jump out of the water. What are your inner emotions telling you? Her subconscious is trying to say, there's still yin and yang about this. That might come with time for her to explore. So the Chariot is indicating she went for it, and she went forward, and here's this yin and yang. Okay. What is in her past energy that influenced this? Oh, arguing. So the arguing that she had with Shawn was a deal breaker for her in the past. That might be part of the resolve. She has to look at that fish of how they argued and how she was really turned off by him. And even then, she had developed romantic feelings. So the past arguing is part of her yin and yang that's coming up in her subconscious. What does the future say? The King of Cups, more emotional. The King is mastery of your emotions. And on this particular card, you, Nikki, are sitting on an island with wavy water around you. You are in your emotions. For her, I can see her making a logical and reasonable decision. You're the mastery. The King is the mastery of that particular element, which is cups, emotions. And you are isolated to make your own decision. This is part of the future of your decision making. And what I'm saying is sometimes you can't always be logical. This card is saying, dig into your feelings. Look beyond just the logic and reasoning about your romantic feelings with Shawn. What is your heart and your emotions really telling you? Dig into that. Because I wonder if she went forward with Shawn just on a romantic level and intimacy is to see if it would just come about, like to see if her attraction to him would develop more. There's Carter saying, be the master of your feelings. All right. We'll set these aside and we will do the 4 parts of the Celtic cross. The first one is some future suggestions and advice for Nikki on her energy about romance, temperance. Find the balance. Find the balance between your putting your foot in the water of romance and the other foot is on earth. Find your balance before you go down that long road with him. I mean, they have some romance and they close the door, but for continuing, can you do this long term? And wait, look at your emotions are going back and forth. That's why she got the king. The king part would be the future, and the vice is her emotions are going back and forth within her. And the king is saying, you can do it. You can be the master of your feelings. And this is a balance. Whoops. Whoopsie. Balance out. Look at that. The water going back and forth. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's where she is right now. 1 foot in the water to be romantic with him, but she's held back another foot out. She's not 100% committed on a romantic level with him. What is some of the influence around her? The Queen of Wands. Desire, passion. Queen is the get it done. Queens are get it done people. Some of the influence is, I would say, she was watching other couples move forward on intimacy. And I think that influenced her. The Queen of Wands she was watching other people getting it done. You know, getting it done as in moving up intimacy and romance in the relationship. And she decided to give it a try. The question is, does she really have a passion for him? We'll give a clarifier on that. Does she really have a passion for him? I see her moving away from him. Look at the sword. She's all the conflict in front of her from the battle, from the arguments. These arguments she had still weigh on her. The arguments still weigh on her. So she went forward romantically to see if she had passion, deep passion. But this is a moving away card. She's traveling away because she's reminded, she still remembers the conflict. This is a moving away about creating passion on a long term. What are her hopes and fears? Oh, that she would have the whole world. I got the whole world in my hand. Her hopes and fears, her hopes was that this Married at First Sight would be a completion to her world because she's academically fine, she's financially fine, so she wanted a marriage and romance and a connection with a partner, and that was her hope. And what is a possible outcome? She's looking back at all her hard work. Her outcome is to look back at all her hard work that she put in it. So if she decides to walk away, which this card is indicating that it's a strong that she might, because she's still looking at the conflict with him, she will look back at all her hard work and know that she gave it the old college try. She is reflecting back on all her hard work. Interesting. So what I'm kind of sensing, Nikki, is that even though you went forward with romance with them, that there's some indicators here that you're still dealing with the yin and yang, the snake in the tree, the fighting that happened beforehand, the arguing, the way she felt she was being treated. Those issues are still in your mind, and they have not gone away, even though you've gone in the bedroom with him. So on decision day, it'll be interesting to see if she follows her heart. Let's see what the empath card's going to say about Nikki's energy around her romantic intimacy level with Shawn. See your emotions as teachers. Emotions can be vehicles for transformation. Whether joyous or challenging, they can teach you how to overcome fear and cultivate compassion. When this married at first sight decision is done, whatever your decision, look at your emotions as teachers. What emotional journey did you go through in this experiment? Well, thank you, and see you next time.